Alright, so what I want to do in this video is I want to show you how to crochet, the basics of crocheting. You're going to need to have a hook, which is a crochet hook, and you do have to have a certain size for a certain yarn, and usually your yarn will tell you what size hook. So you get your yarn and you'll see over here it says that I need a size 5mm hook. So this one is correct. I've got a 5mm hook, or it's a USH. So for this yarn, this is the correct hook. So that works out well, and then you're good to go. Now the very first thing that you have to do is you have to get a loop onto your hook. So what you're going to do, now there are different ways and everybody's got different ways, so you're going to have to use what works for you, and I'll show you what works for me. So what I do is I take my yarn and I just wrap it around my finger and cross it over like that. So you just take it, hold it in your left hand and hold these together here. Then you wrap it around, your short end is over here. Wrap it around your finger all the way around and then just cross it over. And then hold this piece here. Then what I do is I lift this up a little bit just to get my hook in, and I pull this one here. Turn your hook so it's this way, not that way, this way. Pull this under, just bring it through, and now this is what you have. And then you're going to just take this off your finger. Take your finger out, and you can see it's causing a sort of a knot. And you just pull these two. And then you've got to tighten it up a bit. So you're going to take this and just do that. And there you have your very first stitch on your hook. So let me show you one more time. I take it in my left hand. I wrap the yarn around my finger, cross it over. I lift it up a little bit to get my hook in. Put your hook in this way, just under the first one. Grab that second yarn, pull it under, and then take everything off your finger. Keep holding that, take it off your finger, let go and pull. And then pull these two together, and there you have your very first, it's actually a slip knot. So there you have your slip knot on your hook. So that's the very first thing. Now what I want to show you is how to actually do your chain. So you've got your slip knot on here, and this is where you start crocheting. Now your chain, you have to build things on top of the chain, unless you just want to chain, but that's not going to get you very far. But the very next step that you need to know is how to do a chain. So you take your yarn. I usually wrap my finger around the yarn because that's the way I crochet. This way I can keep a good tension. Otherwise if you're just holding it like this, it's hard, your yarn slips through very quickly. When it's like this, I have it where I want it. If I wanted to go slower, I can slow it down with my little finger, or if I wanted to pull through faster. So whichever works for you, but as I say, this is the way I do it. Now what you're going to do. Now there are also different ways to hold your hook. I tend to hold mine like this. A lot of people hold theirs like this. I just wasn't taught to hold my hook this way, so I can do it, but I prefer holding mine like this. I hold it like a pencil. So whichever you feel more comfortable with, it doesn't matter. Whichever way you want to hold your hook and crochet, it's up to you. So I hold mine like that. Now, you're going to be working from this knot, and you're going to be using the thread over here. This just is going to get sewn in right at the end. So now you're going to come, this is the correct way, is to come from this side and come under your yarn. Bring it with a hook and bring it through this little loop, and there you've made one chain. Okay, so you come this side with your yarn on the right. Bring the yarn around your hook and just bring it through. So one more, the yarn must be to your right. Bring your hook under the yarn and catch it over there and just bring it through. And that's all you do. This is your chain. Now you've started crocheting, the basic foundation of your crocheting. And this you just keep doing until these are your stitches. So if you need 10 chain, that's what you would do. You would count them, and you can see they a specific little stitch. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. It makes like a V. The V is your little stitch. You can actually see the V. That's the V going, whoops, over there. That's a V there. That's one stitch. That's a stitch. That V is a stitch. And that's all you do. So you bring it to, your hook is on the left and your yarn to the right. Bring it underneath and pull it through. And that's all that you do. So that's your very basic, and I hope that this has helped you, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thanks for joining me. Bye.